Most powerful monsters introduced in the Monsterverse. Welcome to the Monsterverse, where titanic creatures don't just fight for survival, they fight for supremacy. Here you can see a nuclear-powered king with a bone-shaking roar, or say hi to a three-headed alien dragon that commands storms. These monsters redefine what it means to be unstoppable. Are you ready? Then let's get started. Mechagodzilla. When humans got tired of watching Godzilla wreck cities, they built Mechagodzilla, an anti-kaiju weapon that's more than just a flashy metal suit. Powered by the remnants of King Ghidorah's consciousness, this mechanical beast brought the pain in the Godzilla vs. Kong. Its proton scream cannon alone is terrifying enough to make even Godzilla think twice. Despite its mechanical precision and overwhelming power, Mechagodzilla met its match when Godzilla and Kong teamed up. If teamwork makes the dream work, Mechagodzilla learned the hard way that solo destruction has its limits. But hey, for a giant robot, it sure gave the king of the monsters a run for his nuclear money. Skullcrawler. Kong's showdown with the Skullcrawler in Kong Skull Island wasn't just a fight, it was a brutal test of survival. The Skullcrawler had agility, a serpentine body, and an insane ability to use its environment as a weapon. It swung Kong like a ragdoll, used its tongue like a whip, and even slammed him into cliffs. For a moment, it seemed like Kong was outmatched. But Kong isn't one to back down. With help from the island's humans firing a timely distraction, Kong turned the tables using an anchor and chain as an improvised weapon. The result was a stellar finish that left the Skullcrawler defeated, but not without leaving Kong bruised and battered. While the Skullcrawler's defeat places it lower on this list, its sheer determination and unique combat style make it unforgettable. King Kong. Kong might not have atomic breath or gravity beams, but don't underestimate him. This big guy's got agility, brains, and a battle axe made from one of Godzilla's dorsal fins. How cool is that? Kong's combat skills shine brightest when he's up against the odds, whether he's fighting skullcrawlers or holding his ground against Godzilla. His ability to adapt and strategize makes him a wild card in the Monsterverse. While others rely on sheer power, Kong uses his smarts to outmaneuver enemies. Sure, he's had his moments of being outclassed, but with his unwavering determination and a few clever tricks up his furry sleeve, Kong always finds a way to stand tall. Ion Dragon. The Ion Dragon introduced chaos in Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, showing that size doesn't always dictate strength. This pterodactyl-like creature didn't just attack Godzilla, it outsmarted him. By spitting sticky fluid into Godzilla's face, the Ion Dragon temporarily disabled his atomic breath. Clever move, right? But it didn't stop there. It tore into Godzilla with precision, proving it wasn't just brawn, it had brains too. While Godzilla eventually ripped it apart, this battle highlighted just how dangerous this smaller titan could be. In fact, it almost outdid the Mutos from the Godzilla of 2014, who needed teamwork to challenge the king of the monsters. The Ion Dragon went solo, showing that titans in the Monsterverse are as diverse in strategy as they are in looks. Nakika. Nakika, aka the Kraken, gave new meaning to deep-sea terror in Godzilla, king of the monsters. This giant squid-like titan wasn't just terrifying because of its size, it was smart. After being captured by Russian terrorists, it fooled everyone into thinking it was dead, only to escape in style. Its tentacles weren't just for show either. They could drain elemental energy, turning Nakika into a unique threat. On land or sea, this titan could adapt and attack, making it a truly versatile enemy. Scylla. Scylla made a splash in Godzilla, king of the monsters, and later returned in the Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire. This spider-like titan wasn't just creepy, it was deadly. Her sharp legs and suffocating tentacles gave Godzilla a run for his money during their encounters. What's even scarier, Scylla could emit toxic fog, turning the battlefield into her playground. While she didn't ultimately defeat Godzilla, her ability to consistently challenge him makes her a titan worth remembering. Rodan. Rodan's fiery entrance in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, was unforgettable. This flying titan wasn't just about speed, it brought destruction wherever it went. From creating massive wind gusts to taking on King Ghidorah, Rodan showed that he could hold his own. Even though he ultimately bowed to Ghidorah, Rodan's strength and ferocity left a lasting impression. His battles against both Ghidorah and Mothra solidified him as one of the most dynamic monsters in the Monsterverse. Scar King. The Scar King in a Godzilla x Kong. The new Empire wasn't just another Titan, he was a ruler. Using both brute strength and cunning, he defeated Kong in the Hollow Earth and even took shots at Godzilla on the surface. What made the Scar King terrifying wasn't just his power, it was his strategy. He targeted his enemies' weaknesses, showing that experience counts in a Titan battle. This was a creature that combined raw strength with mental toughness, making him a standout threat in the Monsterverse. Shimo. Shimo was a walking freezing disaster, used as a warhound by Scar King in Godzilla x Kong. The new Empire. Shimo's icy breath and brutal strength left even Godzilla struggling. Imagine getting frostbite and a monster bite at the same time. That was Shimo's signature move. Though under Scar King's mind control, Shimo's loyalty was forced. Once freed, she became less of a villain and more of a misunderstood Titan. Her size, durability, and terrifying speed made her one of the strongest foes Godzilla and Kong ever faced. If not for Zuko's intervention, Shimo might have finished the job and ended Godzilla for good. Gauntlet Kong. Kong always had heart, but let's be honest, he was no match for Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Kong. And in Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Kong leveled up literally with a mech gauntlet. Suddenly, the underdog became a real contender. The gauntlet gave Kong the ability to absorb hits, dish out brutal counterattacks, and even stand toe-to-toe with the Scar King. His MMA-style combat became even more impressive as he used the gauntlet to turn the tide in battle. Gauntlet Kong didn't just fight, he strategized, setting up Shimo's betrayal and proving he could match Godzilla in power and brains. Mothra. Mothra might look like a gentle butterfly, but don't let her beauty fool you. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, she showed why she's called the Queen of the Monsters. Her deadly pincers and blinding speed turned Ghidorah and Rodan into her personal punching bags. Even after sacrificing herself, Mothra left her mark by empowering Godzilla to defeat Ghidorah. Her rebirth into Godzilla x Kong added more tricks to her arsenal. From trapping enemies in webs to smacking Godzilla into an alliance with Kong, Mothra proved she wasn't just strong, she was indispensable. King Ghidorah. When King Ghidorah, the three-headed alien dragon, entered the scene in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, it was pure chaos. This self-proclaimed king didn't just fight titans, he controlled them, forcing them to bow down or face his wrath. Ghidorah's electric attacks and overwhelming size made him nearly unstoppable. Even Godzilla needed a power boost from Mothra to finally take him down. Without that intervention, Ghidorah might have remained the king of the monsters. Godzilla. There's a reason Godzilla sits at the top of this list. From frying Mudos to taking down Ghidorah, Kong, and even newer threats like Shimo, Godzilla has proven time and again why he's the alpha. His atomic breath and sheer resilience make him the ultimate titan. This prehistoric kaiju powered by bionuclear energy is a literal powerhouse. His atomic breath is a game changer, capable of leveling entire cities and wiping out opponents in one blast. And don't even think about wearing him down. His healing factor makes sure he's ready for round 2 or 20. In Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, Godzilla's glowing pink atomic energy hinted at even greater power. Whether it's battling ancient enemies or leading the charge against new threats, Godzilla's reign shows no signs of ending. As long as he's around, the Monsterverse will always have a king. And that's an epic lineup of titanic legends that have shaped the Monsterverse into the ultimate battlefield of chaos and power. But which of these monstrous giants do you think deserves the title of the most powerful? Let us know in the comments below. We're dying to hear your take. And make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more colossal content. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update when the next monster roars onto the scene. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon. You never know when a titan might rise.